Hi, Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Sulaiman Rahim here, messenger of the covenant of Malachi, the one that cleans up the mess that Farrakhan created, the one who's robbing God, the one cursed with a curse of the disembowelment, and the breaker of the seven seals, the only breaker of the seven seals. Sulaiman Rahim here. Let's bring in our audio audience. This is the Black Alert segment of the Fire Zone. Welcome. Brothers and sisters, World War III. Oh my, World War III. People are talking. Are we in World War III? Are we about to enter World War III? Question. It's more than a question, because you don't want to answer that one. Because are you prepared? It's not like asking what's for dinner, if we're going to have dinner or not. This is serious. The fact that you even asked the question is awesome. It's profound. That means there's a possibility. And if it is, what does it mean to you, brothers and sisters? World War III. Did you start World War III? Are you going to start World War III? Is there going to be a World War III? Brothers and sisters, you don't even, most of you don't understand the impact of even asking that question. See? You need to understand the impact of asking that question. Because if there's a possibility of World War III, then what does that mean? What are you working for? What's your future? And these people are flirting with World War III like it's nothing. And most of you are Negro butts programmed to just do whatever master tells you to do. Think whatever, not think, but do whatever it tells you to, because you're not supposed to think. No, you're not supposed to think. See, some of you think you're thinking, you're not thinking. Going in and figure out how much money you got in the bank, you know, how much money, how much you're going to put gas in your car, you know, what you're going to cook for dinner, you know, who you're going to date, you know, what you're going to, that's not thinking, brothers and sisters. That's not thinking at all. That's not thinking. See, you've been told that's thinking. That's not thinking. Not thinking at all. See, because thinking is trying to understand how you fit in creation, and understanding creation, how to move forward in creation. That's on the level of thinking. Who your enemies are, what your resistance is. That's on the level of thinking. See, you're just processing, you understand, you're just processing tasks. See, masters give you some tasks, you're processing, because that's what you're doing. Okay, what time what time to get in the morning to go to work. That's master's program. See? What I'm going to buy for dinner. That's master's program. You got to go to the store and get it. See? You got to pay rent or mortgage. That's all master's program. All those, see, you have to process, in other words, you have to process these things to survive in master's world. That's not thinking, brothers and sisters. See, think when you have your own society, you have your own nation. See? And then you got to make your own nation work. See? You're reacting, you're acting and reacting to your culture, your laws, your nature. But right now, you're just Negro butts. Process whatever information they give you, right? And perform whatever task they tell you to task. And so you're trying to figure, or you have like a robot, right? It says, okay, go and clean up that factory. So the robot goes in, then it knows step by step, it's got a program. Okay, do this first, do this, do this, do this, do this. That's not thinking. It's like when you're on your computer, you go and say, okay, give me this file. So the program has to go through steps to do that. It's not, the computer's not thinking, just going through processing, right, actions to get to what you want to do. It's not thinking, it's not conscious. Most of you are not even conscious. You're not thinking. Because if you're thinking, you wouldn't be in this mess. They stopped you from thinking 400 years ago. They effectively stopped you from thinking 400 years ago. They took your process of Negro, transform you to a Negro, but it took 64 years to do it. The first Negro bus rolled off the assembly line in 1619. Completely branded. Made in America. See? Jamie Richardson. See? Mark Blueberry. See? Mary Jameson. See? They weren't named, they were brands. Because you was owned by this master, that master, that master. And if you was Jamie Richardson, right, and they sold you to a master Blueberry, then your name became Jamie Blueberry. You understand? That was your brand. It was not your name. And those you walk around those names now, you walk around brands, you're telling the world that this was your last master, that he was owned you, and that you still owned by by massa. You're still owned by America. See? You're still owned. You're not free. You're telling yourself you're free. How are you free? You're not free. Are you free to act out your own nature? You don't know what your culture is. You don't know what your nature is. You don't know anything about yourself. So how can you be possibly free? If you put a lion in a cage and train him to live in that cage, and now he becomes a domesticated lion, how is he free? Even if you let him out of the cage, he's still not free because he don't know who he is. He don't know how to be free. All you know is that cage. And he's going to keep running around that cage back and forth, right? Because he doesn't know how to be free. You can let him loose, but he's not free. He's still trained. And he's still going to act out his training until he meets another lion and then see where the lion really is. Then that's what you got to worry about then, because he might, because he said other lion looks like him, right? And he's doing something totally different. And the people that got him in, that trained him up, don't look like him. See? So he might revert back to his nature, then he'll be free. But you're not free because you're in prison in Master's program. You're a Negro butt. You're in prison. You're speaking his language. You're observing his customs. Right? You think you're American. You see? You're filling out. You're taking and help him build his vision, because you don't have a vision. What's your vision? Tell me what's your vision. If it ain't Master's vision, tell me what's your vision, because you ain't Master. Tell me what your vision is. Come on, tell me your. I'm listening. I'm waiting. Tell me what your vision is. It says a nation without a vision perishes. So what's your vision? Come on, wait now. What's your vision? See, your vision is Master's vision. You know, the cross, after you die, you're going to see Jesus, right? You're going to buy a home, get a mortgage, see, get a job, That's master's vision. You didn't have any of that before you came over here. You didn't have a job because you didn't need a job. That's master's vision. Jobs. And on those jobs, where's the freedom on those jobs? Because your boss is a tyrant. You do what he says, they fire your ass. You can't say what you want to say. You can't do what you want to say. You're on his observation 24/7. That's why, like the sister said, manager. See? Manager. So you're not free on those jobs. You spend most of your time on your jobs, and that's how you earn a living under tyranny. And you're talking about you're free. See, you don't even see that. So how are you going to tell me you're free? How are you going to tell me you're free? You know what the most freest black people on the planet is in America is? They're probably the ones in prison. Because at least they're free. They know who the hell, some of them know who the hell they are. So they may be blocked up behind bars, but their mind is free. See, you out walking around here think you're free, but your mind is locked in bars. You're a Negro butt. You're not free. And you don't want to hear this message because you're told not to listen to it. You're told not to listen to this. And what harm am I doing to you telling you to be free? I'm not asking you for any money. I don't want your money. But you told not to listen to him. Why? What harm is it listen to me? Other than you be free of your real enemies. And then now you're talking about World War III going to war with Putin. Did you know who he is? He never did a damn thing to you. And you told that he's your enemy. How the hell is your enemy? The one that's telling you that is your enemy. You don't know who your enemy are. You don't know who your enemies are. You don't know who you are. You don't know where you are in time. You don't know who your God is. Oh, Jesus. He don't look like you. How do you know it's your God? You got a lot of gods. He's who got gods. The Buddha's got gods. But their gods look like them. So how come you're the only people on the planet that have a God that doesn't look like you? How come you're the only people on the planet has a God that does not look like you? How are you the only people on the planet has a God that does not look like you, look like your master? And if you listen to them, you read, if you take time to read instead of being mesmerized by NFL and NBA, you find out that this God that you claim is your God, he cursed you. He cursed you black. That's how you became black. See, because read the story about Noah. That's that story they tell their children. They don't want to say it now. They don't want to say it now in front of your face. That's what they've been telling their children for hundreds of years. Where did black people come from? Oh, they was cursed by Noah. See, because they were sinful. See, they was immoral. So God cursed them and said they'd be cursed to be slaves. So God, as you say, he cursed you. He cursed you. Mm-hmm. So the only people on the planet has a God that doesn't look like you. So you're going to tell me you're free? You're not free. We're here to free you. And we're going to free some of you. See, some of you are going to free you. It's going to be dramatic. See, because they get ready to pull a plug on this world, and that's going to rock you. It's going to paralyze your heart, and then your mind's going to kick in. See, it's going to take what they call it. It's going to take and short circuit your programming. That's what it's going to take. We have to short circuit your programming. Because their program took 64 years and has been reinforced by generation by your own parents. Because once you create a robot, then you can create that robot to create more robots. All with the same programming. That's exactly what's happening. See? And it's more effective that way because Mom and Dad told me this. It must be right. Mom and Dad named me Jamie Richardson. They was named Richardson. Must be right. And now, World War III. And now, some of you all discombobulated about World War III. Oh, World War III. And you worried about, why are you worried? You want to go see a Jesus, right? Because they have World War III. What you think, if there's World War III, right? then what do you think will happen to America? They'd be left out of it? A nuclear war? Because that's what they say World War III will be, a nuclear war. So I mean, you expect to survive? Do you have an underground shelter? Do you have an underground shelter? Have you built one? Have you built one under the projects? This, what do they call Section 8 housing? Have you built one? That's where they have us living at. See? The demons, they don't live there. They make sure you stay there, though. The demons are slave master children. So why are they floating with this war? And why are you worried? Those are some of the main questions. See? Because this war would destroy all biological life on the planet. See? But biological life is what we're talking about right now. Global warming, climate control, all that kind of stuff. That's biological. And they say it's destroying this world. But then I stopped doing it. And they said, well, democracy is the best thing on the planet. Well, okay. So in other words, you say you got global warming, climate control, you got all this stuff going on, right? But you got to vote on what to do something about it. You got to vote on that one. Really? Your house on fire, so now you got to vote whether you're going to put the fire out. See, somebody don't want that fire out. Somebody bullshitting. Because if you got to vote, that means they ain't in a rush to put that fire out. Maybe they don't want it out at all. Because if you put it out, you go and put it out, you'll be voting on it. Because every day they voting, that means the situation is getting worse. So while you're voting, the house is still burning. So by the time you finish voting, maybe the house will be burned down. Maybe it won't be necessary to vote at all. So maybe you're just pretending that you want to put the fire out. You're just buying time. See? Because they ain't doing anything about it. They're not doing anything substantial about it. And the world's getting worse and worse and worse. And the scriptures tell you, scripture, brothers and sisters, says God's going to come and destroy those who are destroying earth. And who's destroying earth? We wasn't destroying earth. The Chinese wasn't destroying earth. The Asians wasn't destroying earth. Who started this process off? The Europeans. They'd already destroyed Europe. We see what they did to Europe. They turned Europe into a shithole. Because that's what they do. That's what demons and devils do. They turn gold into shit. Because they can't produce anything. They're parasites. They live off other people. All European so-called empires and whatever were all predators, all of them. They weren't agricultural countries. They went and took from other people. They took their stuff from them. They go and took other people's stuff. How do you think America became America? It came over here, took somebody else's land and killed all his people off. And then brought us over here to do the work for them. They were predators. Rome was a predator nation. Greece was a predator nation. Remember he Alexander the Great, what he did? He went all conquering other countries. Why? They wasn't bothering him. Because that's how he survived, by taking other people's stuff. And then when they could, some of them just began to decline when there was nobody else plus stuff to take. Or the people got to push the people against the wall, right? Put gas in the wall, had nothing else to live for, right? They had nothing, right? They had nothing else to lose. They fought back. That's the case of Rome. One day, looking at all the people they've been ripping off, was coming across the hills, and I was into Rome. See, all the people they've been stealing, that's consequence. Who's destroyed Rome? All the people that they had been ripping off for hundreds of years. All the people they were taking stuff from for hundreds of years, they finally got together, and the Visigoths and Celtics, what do they call them, right? They all got together, you understand, and consequence, it took Rome out. That was into Rome, at least in that form. It just reemerged in the form of the Catholic Church. That's what happens, brothers and sisters. That's what happens. You see, they were predator nations. America's a predator nation. Britain was a predator nation. They had no resources. They went and took other people's stuff. India, right? China. And they talk about China. Oh, well, China's bringing all these drugs in here. They don't tell you read about the Boxer Rebellion. Read about the Boxer Rebellion. See? Because Britain, was taking opium from the Far East or the Middle East, right? They was ripping them off from it, ripping them off for their opium, and they was taking it to China and forcing them to buy it. And they had China all doped out. The place was full of opium dens. Everybody was all doped out. See, that inspired the so-called communist revolution, but they had the Boxer Rebellion. Read about the Boxer Rebellion, because they didn't have no weapons or anything, so what they did is they took, and they call karate boxing. And so they went to war with the hands. See, and the communists finally broke that cycle of drugs. They lined up all the drug dealers. See, they had their children blow their brains out, and now was into drug addiction in China. So now drugs is coming back to haunt them. Oh man, China, what was you doing? The chickens come home to roost. It's just a consequence of what you was doing to them for hundreds of years. See, you don't know about this stuff because you was told not to know about it. You was told not to read history, right? Not to read anything. Only thing you're supposed to do is whatever Master told you to do. Whatever work he asks you to do, you do it. See? That's it. See? Not to think, right? Not to do it. Just whatever the Master told you to do, that's what you're supposed to do, period. And that's what you do. Watch NFL. See? Keep you busy. Watch NFL, NBA. See? Play video games. Watch Empire. All that garbage. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to think. Even though the truth is everywhere. Now they don't want you. Now they try to tell you that what they did to you for 40 years is theory. Or not, critical race theory. And a lot of you are buying it. And demons will make sure, right? They watch you closely to make sure you buy it. See? Because they're the wolves in sheep clothing. They look like you, walk like you, talk like you. They master. There's black-faced master tar babies. See? They make sure you keep that stay programmed. That's their job, to make sure you stay programmed. See? And they're your role models. See? Because they set an example of how you're supposed to act. Though you never achieve what they're, because you can't achieve what they're, you're not going to achieve what Mopar achieved. You're not going to achieve what Denzel achieved, because they're all demons. They're in Master's house. This whole reality is designed for their success. So either you're a devil or a demon, be successful. And if you're not a devil or a demon, you cannot be successful in this reality. It wasn't designed for you to be successful. So they tell you that as a sin to keep you under control. If you be a good nigga, then you can be like Denzel. Be a good nigga, you be like Oprah. And you're never going to be like that. Same thing they did when you was out in the fields, right? If you be a good nigga, you could work in the house like all other house niggas. See? But the one in the house was his children. His black-faced children. He could trust them. See? Because they was working hard. They was working hard because all they want to be is accepted by Master. They didn't want to be accepted. They break their butt to keep doing what Master tell them to do, right? Because they wanted to be accepted like Master. And he knew he had that control over them. See, because he always held that promise. If, you can one day you can be like Sally and Jimmy. See, one day you be like them. See, so they was good niggas. They do everything Master said. And plus, the other point was they had a carrot and a stick. See, one carrot, you could be like the rest of my children, my white children, see? But if you don't, you could be back out in the field with those niggas. See? And that's how they kept them in line. But they kept you in line by telling you, you could be like them one day. You can be like the house niggas. See, you can wear nice clothes, eat better food. See, you don't have to work 24/7 and all that kind of stuff. You see? And that's how they did it. And they're still doing it today. Nothing's changed. It's just slavery 3.0. And it wasn't even slavery. What they did to us is way slavery. That's like calling, rape unfortunate sexual encounter. See, no. It wasn't anything like that. Slavery does not mean sodomy, castration, right? Disembowelment, right? Cutting off limbs and starvation eating shit and all that kind of stuff. That's not slavery. No, that's way beyond that. But they call it to soften it. See, to soften it. It's like getting that hemorrhoid lotion, to soften the soften experience. That hemorrhoid stuff, with that cream hemorrhoid, the soften experience. Because if you don't use, what you're going, how you're going to feel, right? So that's what it is. It's just the soften experience. See, because the truth might short circuit your programming, and they don't want that. The last they want is a trained lion to snap out of it all of a sudden, unexpectedly. That'd be disaster. You have a trained lion, and it's suddenly brings out its programming without any notice, anything unexpectedly. Whew. That'd be awesome. Depending on where he's at. Where he's in a crowd of people. Ooh, that'd be terrible. And they don't want that to happen. They already saw it happen with Elijah Muhammad. Short circuit some of your programming, deprogrammed hundreds of thousands of you, and they saw the effect of that. And they had to do something about that real quick. They said this co-programming. I need to do myself a favor and find exactly how to say that word, co-intel or whatever. See, they had to shut that back down, and that's what they did. They brought in a demon, the chief demon legion, right? Because that's his specialty. See, because his father's a devil. That's his specialty, right? Smooth talker, to reprogram you, and that's what he did. Farrakhan reprogrammed you. See. But retain that lion. If you don't retain, we're gonna kill him. That's what they said in that program. If they can't find somebody to retrain, to reprogram you, to retrain that lion, then we're gonna have to kill it. Read it. It's on their site. Not making it up. Just read it carefully. But you're not gonna read it because you're not gonna listen to this here because you probably turned it off already. See, so we have to use drastic message. We have to use drastic methods. See. Because this war, this thing in Russia, no, that falls on the category of wars and rumors of wars. No, World War III is about to start, but it's going to start in the Middle East and spread to Europe. Europe will be the base of what in scripture brothers and sisters, it's called Armageddon. Armageddon is a European destruction. It's a European war. Armageddon is not a universal war. It's a European war. It's going to be confined to Europe. See, it's them just destroying themselves. House divided cannot stand. See, that's God turning them against themselves. See, all that power, explosive power and everything they have, they're going to turn themselves. But it's not going to be a nuclear war. There's not going to be a nuclear war, brothers and sisters. But the point is, some of you are going to be caught up in this. Because Master got you, and when they go to war over there, they're going to be taking hundreds of thousands of you over there. They already set you up to take the sisters too. See, this thing's been planned for quite some time. I don't want to go into all the depths of it, but they got several different ways to deal with this. First of all, they know they're at war with their biological creation. They know that sooner or later it's going to tear down. Because you see global warming, all this stuff they're saying. See, so so what are they doing? Have you been paying attention lately? Elon Musk got this thing that they can plant in your brain, right? A chip, right? They come up with all this technology, right? Cyborg technology. You know what a cyborg is? It's a robot it's got a robot body, a mechanical body, right? That you put a human brain in. See? That's what they're working towards. They work on a full time. See? Because if they destroy this world, it won't destroy them because they won't care. They'll be immune to radiation. They'll be immune to all that. Remember, they're making food out of chemicals now. Why do you think they're doing that kind of stuff? Because they want to get away from this biological creation because they know the biological creation is destroying them. It's going to destroy the whole planet. That's why they're not doing anything about it. They say, oh, we're voting. At the same time, the climate is getting worse and worse and worse. So if they want to do something about it, they will stop voting. They will do something. But they know they can't do anything because their whole society, this whole vision they got, is what's causing the communism. It's what's causing destruction. It's what's causing the climate change and everything. Because this whole idea, the whole ideology is against it. It's against our creation. But they can't tell you that because what's made them so powerful. You see? That's what they think made them so powerful because they're the winter people. They already had 6,000 years. We got 24,000 years of cycle. 6,000 years for summer, 6,000 years for fall, 6,000 years for winter, 6,000 years for spring. We came to the worst winter ever. There's 6,000 years. But they don't understand that away. So now we're in spring thaw and the sun is melting them. See? They won't be around much longer. But they're intelligent and they're working on it. But the point is, they're trying to survive. You can't blame for trying to survive. All intelligent people want to survive. See? They want to survive. You can't blame for that. But they're trying to survive at our expense. And the point is, the only way they know they can survive is get rid of this creation. That's what they're trying to destroy the earth. That's why they flirt with nuclear war. Because if they've perfected a process where they can transform a human brain into a mechanical body, and they perfected that process. Didn't you hear Biden talking the other day? He said, man, you can use a mechanical body now. You can touch something and actually feel it. Didn't you hear him when he said that? He says, now you can touch with a mechanical body, a mechanical hand now, you can touch something and actually feel it. Yeah, that's amazing. Didn't you hear him say that? But see, you don't know what it means. I know what it meant when he said it. He was telling me they're pretty close to doing that. Because if they can take that mechanical body and you can actually feel just like you feel with your regular body, then all they got to do is attack your brain and your brain, your cell, your nervous system to it. Because your nervous system is electronic, it's electrical. It sends electrical signals. So if they figure out how to do that, they got these fast computers to do it, then that's it. So all they got to do is protect their biological brain. They make a chemical food and stuff. They don't need this creation. And then what happens is they can see it like that. You got these, you see what they do with these three-dimensional stuff and everything else? Always, they can make you see anything. They can make you see a world of paradise. Just press a button. It's a total disaster, it's total desert. But you won't see it. You see a paradise. Because they press a button and you see whatever, got a chip in your brain, you see whatever you want to see. You experience whatever you want to experience. You press a button and you have an intimate experience better than you ever had in the physical. Brothers, this is where they're working on it 24/7. See? Brian just told you, he gave you the toy. He might have slipped and said it, but now you can touch something and feel it. But a mechanical hand. And then Elon Musk said he trying to put a chip in your brain. They working 24/7. See? And that you have no place in that vision. Plus those bodies they become so expensive you couldn't afford one anyway. So if they have a nuclear war, you're gone. You wouldn't be able to survive. Your biological body would not be able to survive. Where are you going to get food from? Even if you could get food, where are you going to get food from? I mean, if it was, where are you going to get food from? If you got it, it's going to be radiated. How are you going to grow it? You'd be gone. But there's not going to be a nuclear war. But America would be nuked, but there wouldn't be no nuclear war. So that's the same thing. See? If we get in a fight and I'm punching you, punching me, that's a fight. Right? But if I'm kicking your ass and you ain't just standing, that's not a fight. That's just a beat down. America's going to be beat down. Not going to be a nuclear war. God's not going to let that happen. We're not going to inherit a desert. We're not going to inherit a blight. A radiated, no, we're going to inherit milk and honey, a land of milk and honey, beautiful. America will be destroyed, but our promised land will not be. The only place to be nuked will be America. It says when it says it's going to be burned like an oven, it says in Malachi. There's reasons for that. There's not going to be a nuclear war, but you think it is. But if you hear America was nuked, then you're going to be burned too. This war has nothing to do with you. That's their plan. That's one of their plans. See? And that would definitely get rid of you. They got plans, definitely, they got other plans to get rid of you. Because the point is, if this war, see, they won't get rid of a lot of you, this war itself. You see? Because they're going to send thousands of people over there. Elijah Muhammad said they're going to send them over by 1,000 and come back by the tens. And they already they set up to get the sisters too. Because these white women, oh man, we got to have equal rights for the women. They should be able to be drafted too. You understand? They should be able to be in the military. They should be Marines and SEALs like everybody else. And so they got these movies where you got this 150, you got 100-pound woman, she's kicking the shit out of 50 Bruce Lees, and you buying that, and you buying that. And some of these females are stupid enough to go in there and think that's going to happen. See, but if that's the truth, then how come they send so many over? They send thousands over Afghanistan, and the goat herders kick their ass. Those are goat herders over there. They had no army, they had no air force. They had no tank battalions. See? They had any of that. They had no submarines, no nuclear weapons, no grenades. They had none of that. But yet still, America, the most vicious, most powerful country in the world, man. Awesome. See? They got their ass kicked. And they didn't go out gallantly with their head up. They was humiliated. They was run out of there. Like a pig on fire. See? But they have you believing that stuff. So now, when this war goes over in Europe, see, that's Armageddon. But it's going to start in the Middle East. And it's going to spread to Europe. And when it spreads to Europe, right, that's Armageddon. That's when America will be at war with Russia. And all America's friends are going to turn on them. It says all their love is going to abandon them. That's what it says in Scripture. All their love is going to abandon them. Because when their hour of need, hour of trouble, everybody's going to ban them because nobody likes America, not even their own relatives. Because they was arrogant at telling people what to do, they push people around. Even their own relatives don't like them. That's what said, I bring a division, a mother against daughter, father against son, mother against daughter-in-law, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law. You understand? It says, no house divided cannot stand. So that's the war. That's the 9 plagues of Exodus. That's the war Armageddon. See? When they get finished destroying themselves, and they're weak, see, in their weakest state, see, then that means that, relatively speaking, China and India become superpowers. And they're not going to miss, they're not going to hesitate, they're not going to hiccup. When they see they have the advantage, they're going to take out America. They're going to take out Britain first. And when Britain goes down, America's going to be, the cry in America is going to be like you can't imagine. And that's going to be, they said, to be a cry in Europe. I mean, it said when the firstborn, see, that's another story. So you got 2 firstborn stories, the sealed Bible and unsealed Bible. See, when Britain goes down, they said it'll be a cry like, but then it's followed by what? False Israel going down. See? That's not going to be a cry. That's going to be insanity. So they're going to cry like, I mean, because Britain goes down, that's going to be like, whew. See? The outcry is going to be because they know what's coming next. Britain's going to be wiped out, obliterated. See? See? And then that's going to be followed by something even worse, the abomination of desolation. Because first Britain and America thrown out. Britain is going to be taken out not by Europeans. Britain's going to be taken out. That's how you know China and India is on the rise. Because when that happens, they're going to immediately take out Britain. See? China and India is immediately take out Britain. These China is going to immediately take out Britain, period. Once they're kicked out, and then America is going to be tied down in Europe. That war going to spread in Europe, and they're going to be tied down in Europe, and everybody's going to turn against them. And in the meanwhile, they watch China get stronger, because what tells you in Daniel, it said that goat, that's China, that goat became angry at the ram. Ram is American Britain, had 2 horns. Became angry. So it took out China, it took out Britain first, but it was angry at the ram. It says it came across the sea, with not feet not touching the land. That means it says if the feet not touching the land, it means it came across the ocean from the west. That means it's coming towards California. That's China. It says it came with wrath, and it came at the ram with such force that it knocked the ram down and stomped him into the ground. See? It says the ram had no power to resist him, the goat. And that's the state America's going to be in once Armageddon starts. Because Armageddon's going to weaken them, and by European powers, right? Because right now they dominate, but they start tearing themselves apart, and the process of tearing themselves apart, right? That means the powers, China and India. And they're not going to miss. They're not going to they're not going to hiccup. They're going to come after. They know that America's is stumbling. They see Europe, all in turmoil, and they already know. See, because China, they're people don't forget anything. They know what the Europeans did to them. India haven't forgotten what Britain did to them for hundreds of years. Chinese ain't gonna forget what America did to them for hundreds of years. See, and you think Japan's gonna be along with China. See, and they're gonna come and they're gonna take advantage of that situation because America will be tied down in Armageddon over there. It's going to also be tied down in America because you have the demon wars going on in America. You're going to have the rise of the truest nation of Islam, right? See, because the nation was born in the day of truant. You have all this confusion going here. America's going to be paralyzed with fear and confusion. See? And on top of all of that, right? This before the invasion, before the goat comes. But on top of all this confusion, they tie down they buckled under they ended war in Europe. See? And NATO and the EU turned against them. I explained that because of the oil situation. And so they have all their lovers turned against them. All their friends turned against them. They have no friends. See? And shortly after, during this process, remember this starts. Now, their war, China and India is rising because they're getting stronger because America and the Europeans are tearing themselves apart. And then false Israel is under siege at the same time. False Israel is under siege while this is going on at the same time. Then Britain's taken out, and then bam. And then, because the hope at that time in America is the evangelicals and a lot of you Negro buds, oh man, that means Jesus is about to return because he's going to come and save Israel. See, because Israel is under trouble, and when they finally, when they get down to where it's about to be destroyed, that's when Jesus will come and save them, and they're going to turn and love Jesus, and they're going to be converted, they're going to be saved, and then God's going to go forth and to battle and for them, and they're going to destroy all the enemies and us too, because we're the main enemies, right? Because we're the ones cursed black. That's the story, and that so they're going to be hoping that. See? So in other words, America's bogged down in war with Russia, but when they see, Israel and the sea says, the evangelicals and everything, see, their last hope is, their great hope is, yeah, man, this is it. This is Armageddon. It means Jesus is going to be coming back any minute now. See, but just hold on, because it's going to get real bad. See, the rapture they talk about didn't happen, right? But oh man, that means that's great, man. Jesus about to come back, man. Whoa, excited. Oh, let's sell the house. Let's get rid of mortgage. Oh, excited. They could be months, some people in days, right? Maybe weeks. Oh, they excited. See? So in other words, America's getting its ass kicked over in Russia, but that's okay. You understand? See? Because Russia's in the Middle East too, right? See, so Russia's kicking their ass, and our enemies turned against them, EU and everything. But Russia also was involved in that war in the Middle East. See, but now the war in the Middle East, they lost that one. So, America's on her heels. Now she's getting her ass kicked over in Russia, over in Europe, right? But she's also involved in the Middle East, right? And Israel falls under siege. And that fulfills their argument about Gog, because they call Russia Gog, which is a lie. See, that they were attacking Israel. See, and Israel's under siege. So that means that's the scenario they're not lying to people. Because when Gog, when he finally makes his final move against Israel, that's when Jesus is going to come and destroy Gog, Russia, right? And destroy all the Arabs, all the people that's been fighting Israel, and then he'll go forth to battle and save Israel, and boom, and that's going to be the last hope. And they're going to be excited. So in other words, the idea in Russia, when America's getting ass kicked, that's okay because that means Jesus is about to come back. That's okay, that's their last hope. See, because otherwise, they see America's about to be destroyed over there in Europe because they are getting their ass kicked. And they got a lot of you over there getting your ass kicked with them. Being put in body bags because you ain't know any better because you ain't listening to this message. We tried to wake up. We told you to come out of her. We're going to have a lot of you over there. They're going to ship me over there fast. See? But it's going to happen quick. So they're going to have a lot of you, right? But before they actually get, wholesale, because like I said, this is going to happen real quick. Because remember, let's look at the train of events against here. First war breaks out in the Middle East, right? This Ukraine and Russia war, that's totally different. It breaks out. America and Britain is kicked out. America immediately goes to war in Europe. That war immediately starts, right? Goes to war in Europe. China immediately takes out Britain, right? Okay, and when they get kicked out, right, it falls Israel is surrounded. It says when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, so now they surround it. You understand? And under siege. Remember, all this is happening simultaneously. See, so Britain is being taken out, and that means that's going to cause great outcry in America, because Britain is like the husband to America, right? Or the sister, or whatever, the very close relative. I mean, they speak English over here, right? That's going to be outcry. See, now China just took them out, right? They just got kicked out of the Middle East. False Israel under siege. How long that siege is going to last? I think probably last maybe a week, maybe a couple of weeks, because it says it's going to get so bad, they'll be cut off. They're going to start eating each other. So it's going to last more than a couple of days, right? So all this happening at the same time. And you got all this confusion going over here in America. But all this happening at the same time, right? So now America's over there. The soldiers are being wiped out. They're talking about drafting, martial law, immediately drafting people to go over there, and they're going to get some. So remember, it's going to be within a week, 2 or 3 weeks. False Israel under siege. You understand? America's at war in the Middle East. I mean, in Europe. False Israel under siege. Britain's being taken out. You understand? So all these things are going. And all the trouble here in America. See? Because people, I'm not going to talk about that right now. But all these things going at the same time. And so it looks hopeless. But that's the scenario that they've been telling them. That's the scenario that when Jesus is going to come back at the last minute, right? Because remember, the false Israel is under siege, but it hasn't been taken down yet. So it's be a 2 or 3 week process, because it said they're going to be eating themselves, and they're going to have no food, anything coming in or out. So how long will it take before they die doing that? A week, 2 weeks? See? Anyway, that's what's happening. All this happens simultaneously. Okay? And so hell is breaking loose, but these people in their mind says they can withstand it. See, because they said that's the scenario that they've been told by these lying preachers, that when Jesus is going to return, and then he's going to go to war. See, and he's first going to destroy Russia and Gog, who they call Gog and all that stuff. Then he's going to proceed out of the Middle East, going to war for Israel, false Israel. That's the story they're telling you. So that's the mindset they're going to have. See, so that's going to be their hope. So under extreme disaster, or extreme hopelessness, they're going to have that hope that means that Jesus is about to, right? He's going to be any minute. And then what happens? False Israel is taken down, and no Jesus. No Jesus. No Jesus. No Jesus, and no false Israel either. Because the point is that when false Israel return, if they was a true Israel, they cannot be removed. That's the part of the prophecy. But they are proving they was false. They was lying. They was identity theft. No Jesus. No Jesus. Jesus, where are you? Where are you? Man, false Israel, they almost gone. They're almost gone. Where, Jesus, where are you? No Jesus. Jesus, where are you? Jesus, where are you? And then they go crazy. Man's heart's feeling for fear of things coming upon the earth, because the powers of heaven have been shaken. The powers of heavens are Middle East. Who has the power in the Middle East right now? America, Britain, and false Israel. Their power is broken, shaken. He said, I will break the pride of your power. See? And all of a sudden, no Jesus. No Jesus. No Jesus. But ouch. I'm getting my ass kicked over in Russia, over in Europe. All my enemies turning against us. Right? Britain just been taken out by the Chinese. Britain's been taken out by the Chinese. We got all kinds of turmoil in America. Right? But no Jesus. Right? And that means false Israel was false. That means all these black people in America, see, a lot of them already woke up. And they're coming together. The nation, the war's broke. Right? And now black folks are coming together. As the nation being born, suddenly. And you got all this turmoil in America. And you got the demons, right? They're on the move. But no Jesus. No Jesus. Hell everywhere. But no Jesus. What happened to Jesus? Where are you, Jesus? Where are you, Jesus? Jesus, where are you? Where are you, Jesus? Jesus, where are you? That's what you're going to have, brothers and sisters. See? And immediately, it's going to hit them like a thunderbolt right up the middle of their ass. Right? Who they really are. And they're devils. They've been oppressing the truth of Abraham. All this hell is going on. It means it's not coming out of it. There's destruction. And we the reason. And the evangelicals going to get their word around. These preachers and everything going to get that word around. These demon preachers too. Because they're devils. There's black devils. Black-faced devils. They get rid of you because you're the reason why all this is happening. They get rid of you. See? They get rid of you. Because as soon as false Israel goes down, see, that's why it says, when you see her surrounded by armies, run in. Because when she goes down, it's too late. Because if you're still around, they're going to get you. And those who survive, if the military can get to you fast enough, they're going to grab you and put you in concentration camps. They're going to say, doing your protection. And you're going to believe it. Right? Because they just rescued you from being your throat cut by your neighbor. They're going to capture everyone they can get rescued from getting their cutthroat by their neighbor. They're going to put them in concentration camps and they're protecting you from them. And from the concentration camp, they're going to send your ass over to Europe to fight. That's where it's going to roll out, brothers and sisters. Because once you're in that concentration camp, they're going to promise you everything. Oh, you're going to get reparations if we win this war. We're going to give everything. We're going to give you money. We're going to give you reparations. We're going to give you separate states. We're going to give you everything. They're going to promise you. Because they don't want you to go over there. They don't want you to go and fight under duress. They want you to go fight and be enthusiastic. They want you to go there and really kick ass. You understand? So they're going to promise you everything. Well, we win this war, you don't get nothing because they're not going to win this war. What you're going to get is a bullet up your ass because they're going to send you over there and a lot of you going to run over there. See? That's the ones that didn't flee fast enough, got captured, didn't get their throat cut, right? And the government got to them before they got their throat cut. But the rest would have gathered together in a known business place, all together. See, that's a new nation being born. But then we born, right? But we got the demons. They're gonna be right there with us. See, to try to abort the process, and that's where Suleiman has to separate them out. See, we don't want to separate them out, and once we separate them out, right? Our nation is born, right? And then some are delivered out of this mess, and some are left behind for the tribulation, because there's a lot of our people still confused, still frozen, haven't been thawed out yet. So they got to finish the thaw out process. So they go through the tribulation. But those that completely thawed out, they called 144,000, right? They're delivered. And the rest will stay here. That's the incubator, to finish the thawing out process. Because you can't go over there frozen. We ain't going to allow that. We ain't have no blind elephants going over there. And that's going to be hell on earth. And so you got all this trouble. And America's going to be on a terrible duress because they're getting their ass kicked over there. They got the demons play, because now demons, we reject them. And they see what Master's doing. So now they at war with the Master because they don't want to go. They don't want to go to war. They want to go there and fight for Master. They don't want to do it. You understand? But it's the Negro butts that they will have in the concentration camps telling them that kind of stuff. See? But demons, they hold out for some of whatever else they want. See, they don't really want a separate state. They don't want any of that. They want to be totally integrated in America. That's what they want, total. And Master don't want them. And we don't want them. See? So now you got conflict, insurrection, martial control, martial law in America. It's a mess. And plus they're getting ass kicked over there. In Europe. See, the armies are devastated over there. And then here comes China and India to invade. Now, where are you going to be in this scenario? Where are you going to be in this scenario? Are you going to be one of those get your throat cut? Are you going to end up in a concentration camp? Are you end up over there getting your ass kicked over in Russia? See? Or are you going to be part of those that escape? And then you got two groups. See? Because you wasn't paying attention, you so messed up that you cannot be delivered. So you have to stay defense and purification process to get yourself together. So you still have to go through tribulation. So where are you going to be in this scenario, brothers and sisters? Where in this scenario are you going to fit? I'm laying it out for you. You're never going to hear anything like this from Farrakhan. Oh, the war is going to spread. The war is going to spread, and I'm going to be crucified. I mean, he's such a fool. He's only been crucified. He's been disemboweled. What the hell you call that? Tell me a man out there would rather be disemboweled over being crucified with some nails in his hands. So show me the brother that's going to tell you that. Oh, no, don't put me on that cross, man. Cut my balls off instead. Show me the brother's going to tell you that. Unless he trying to be a woman. Then he really wasn't no man to begin with, was he? See? So tell me the man would make that choice. He's already been crucified. Anyway, who wants him? Why they want to put his ass in jail? Who's going to be emptying his shit and piss bag? Because that's what he's doing, is shit and piss in the bag. He's been disemboweled. He's going to go up yonder. What they want him on the plane for? Who's going to be dropping? Who's going to be emptying his shit and piss bag up there? They don't want him. Nobody wants him. See, the only one who wants him is you fools that worship him. He's a liar. He's a devil. His father's a devil. Look, go on Google and look up, do a bio on him and see what his father's name is. Do a bio on him. Do it right now. Do a bio. We'll see what his father's name is. His father's name is Percival Clark. Now check out who Percival Clark was. He's a devil. He's a devil who raped his mama. He's trying to change the story now. He says, oh, well, my father was, my mother was married, right? But she was estranged from her husband. They were still married, right? But she was estranged from her husband, right? So she was living with this Walcott guy, right? And then her husband came back into her life while she was still sleeping and living with this Walcott guy. So she had sex with him. That's the story. So he threw his mother under the bus. Said she's a whore, sleeping with two men at the same time. See? And then she got pregnant with him. And then she tried to abort him because she was worried about what he might look like. Oh, wait a minute. Why was she worried about what he would look like? If they were both black, what woman would worry about something like that unless one of them had 3 heads or something? Because they're both black. I mean, you're not going to know the difference until the child get older anyway, and then you might not even care. Because all children always look like their father. Maybe they do. Maybe we've been bamboozled by some of these females. Say, man, well, you just don't look like you, but maybe it's a reason why I don't look like you. Because in this time and age we're in, you understand? So why would he be worried about what it looked like unless his father was white? And he thought the child was coming out white. See, this whole story don't add up. And then again, if his name was Percival Clark, she was married him, then Farrakhan's last name should be Clark. So why is it not Clark? See, if she was married to his father's name was Percival Clark, how come Farrakhan's last name is not Clark? The whole damn story don't add up. He keeps changing the story to try to get around the fact that he's a devil. He's a demon is a devil, in this case, a black-faced devil, a wolf in sheep clothing. So this World War III, brothers and sisters, like I said, not going to be nuclear war, but there will be this America will be nuked. If you're here, you're going to be nuked with it. When they invade, you understand? See? Those that go to tribulation, the original people go to tribulation, right, and purify themselves, they have an out. That's the whole story about the children of Israel trying to make it to the Red Sea, right? And they got to the Red Sea, and the army was behind them, right? And the sea was in front of them. See, you think they're talking about, that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about, because America's going to be trying to get hold of them and trying to get them to go to war, help them fight that war in Russia. And they'll be chasing them. And they're going to be moving towards the West Coast. And when they get to the West Coast, they're going to find China and India embarking, right, and invade America. You see? Now, I'm not going into a lot of detail here, but you need to understand the angel, you understand Daniel, understand this, right? And you need to understand Exodus. But that's at that point in time, right, where Pharaoh has made a agreement, right? Because if you read chapter 17, it says that these 10 horns, they attacked the harlot. It says, why they do it? Because God put it in their mind to do it. That means they're doing it because Pharaoh is inspiring them to do it. You say, well, how is Pharaoh inspiring them to do it? Because where do they get their oil from? They get their oil from the Middle East. They ain't be getting it from Russia at that time. And who controls the Middle East? So if they want to continue to get oil, they'll have to get it from the Shia, who are master from Muhammad's rod. Remember Moses had this rod? They used that rod to split the sea, the Red Sea. The Red Sea represents China. And he says he parts it. And so that those that went through the tribulation, that purified themselves, right, they was able to pass, they let them pass through. And then they closed in on Pharaoh's armies. That's the story, brothers and sisters. Take it or leave it. You understand? Because we don't really care. Because we're not trying to fight with you and argue with you. We're not trying to drag you into the hereafter. We only want the ones that got enough brains to make it. See? Because you have enough brains, because we're time travelers. We travel in, we transform energy from one form to another. That's what time travel is. Time travel is not what's on your watch. If your watch stop ticking, that means time stops. No, time is transform energy from one form to another. If energy does not transform, there's no time, because time is just the movement of energy. And energy transforms energy from one form to another. That's time. And the God is making time. And the purpose of the high priest is to be amongst you, right? So you can see he said he's keeping pace with the God, and so you can keep pace with him, so you know what to do to keep up with the God. Because if you don't keep up with him, he's making time, and you got to be in sync with him. Otherwise, you out of sync and you out of time. That means you lost in the past. That's another conversation altogether. But that's what's happening. So where are you going to be in this scenario, brothers and sisters? You're going to take the first class tickets out? That's those in the Lamb's Book of Life. You're going to take the scenic route, tribulation. See? Or you're going to take the body bag route. You see? That's up to you. My job is to just tell you what's happening. See? Just tell you what's happening. That's World War III, brothers and sisters. That's what really World War III looks like. That's what World War III looks like. Not the shit they're telling you. It's not going to be, but they want to blow up the planet. See, they want to, because like I said, they want to come in this new cyborg, bring this new reality in, which is, you will not be in it. That's why they're flirting with it, because why would you flirt with something like that? Why would you flirt with something like that? It's like buying you a whole case of dynamite, right? And then you fill a room full of dynamite, then you get in the middle of the room and you take it and you got a cigarette lighter and you can flicker it. You know that's going to happen. So why are you effing around with nuclear war? Unless that's what you want to happen. That's be something they shouldn't even think about. That should be unthinkable, because they can't win it. They know they can't win it. They know if there's nuclear war, they know they can't win it. That's why I call it MAD, mutual, what do you call it, the MAD theory. Mutual destruction, I forgot what the A stands for, right? See? So they know they can't win it. It's destruction. The whole biological system will be destroyed. So why would they play with something like that? Why would they even come close to it? Because they must want it. See? Because they got another plan. But it says they will not be able to execute that plan Allah will not let them destroy the earth because that's our inheritance. We paid for it. See? So the only question is right now, brother, says, where are you going to fit in this? Where are you going? Where you going? Because I'm telling you, I'm just warning you what's going to happen. So where are you going to fit in this? You're not going to listen to Farrakhan. I tell you, listen to Farrakhan. You know where you're going to end in it? Because the demons, right? Much as the demons are going to be at war here in America. See, they're going to end up. If you read Mark, right? See, when Jesus went to war with them. That's where it said to separate the chaff from the wheat. You're going to separate them out. See, he called them out. Legion was a top demon. Louis Eugene Grounds, the NOI backwards, the chief one, right? He said, please don't make me leave the country because he don't want to leave. He wants to stay with master. So he wanted to stay with the swine. Swine master. Then they got to fight with each other and went off the cliff. See? Because they're going to be destroyed. Because they're going to war with master. That's the demon plague. And then master's going to end up destroying them. Because they're going to go to war. See, all these demons, they don't get together, they're going to war. Millions of them. So America said, I don't need this. They got this going on. They get their ass kicked over in Europe. China and India is moving in on them. And they got the demon wars going here. They also got the nation just being born, right? They're separated from them. We're not going to go to war with them. We're going to be in defensive mode, right? See, but if they attack us, we're going to defend ourselves, right? That's why it says, Ezekiel says, when the four winds blow, it says a nation, right, came together, right, born, and it says a great army, right, prepared to defend themselves. See, and then that's when we separate, because demons, demons going to flee too. When they attack, they're going to attack all black people. They ain't trying to decide which one is demons or whatever, because they don't care about either one of us. And all will come together. That's what it said, the harvest. It said we'll gather them all together, right? And then we're going to separate the wheat out from the chaff. We're going to take chaff and burn it, bind it, and throw it into fire. So they're going to go back, fight with it, right? Because we don't want them, they reject it. But see, we got to go to war with them because they're going to go to war with us. Because they're going to try to get control of us because we don't want them. So we have to defeat them. That's the story of when Joshua and Moses came into the camp of Aaron, right? Because Aaron was in control. But it says it was a sound of war, but neither sound of victory or defeat. That means they haven't been defeated yet. See? The war is going on. But Aaron's in control. And they took control from Aaron and separated Aaron out from Joshua and Elijah's followers. They separated too. And then they took and wiped out all of Aaron's followers. That's their fate. So they're going to be destroyed here. See? They go to war with Master, Master's going to destroy them. While Master's being destroyed itself. See? But he's going to they're going to be they're going to be insurrection, and it's going to be terrible. So there's going to be 5 months. 5 months insurrection. That's the locust. That's the locust war. Right? 5 months. And then they're destroyed. They're going to be tearing this country apart. There's the same story about Samson. Samson went to slavery with us. He went to slavery with us, but he got his strength back, but he didn't get his eyes back. See, and then what he did, he got angry, and he went and put himself between two pillars, that's America and Britain, and he brought them down and killed himself in the process. Same story, just different perspective. That's World War III, brothers and sisters. Are you ready for it? Are you listening? See? If you're listening, you're being thought out. You may not realize it. And depends on how much frozen you are. But we're throwing you out. So you might not like this, but you're being thought out because now you hear something you never heard before. And you've been told things that you never thought you'd be told before. And you're told things nobody else tells you because nobody's talking about this. No one else is talking about this. A war, but they won't tell you what you're going to do, what's going to happen. They have no idea. We tell you step by step, and you're going to see everything we've been telling you. We tell you about COVID, that'll be 2020. Everything we told you about the plague, the last 5 months with George Floyd. We told you about all these things in advance. See, we told you about JCPOA. If they wasn't going back to it, now it's the last thing. They're pretty close. Well, we'll see. Angel says they're not going back to it. See, and that's going to end up being a reason. Because they say, think about it. They say Iran is about a few weeks away from having nuclear power, nuclear bomb. But they're trying to get them to make a deal, and they still haven't done it. Now, I don't know. Those people invented chess. They used to be called Persia. Now think about it. Now America never messed with anybody that's got nuclear weapons, right? So far, right? So they don't go and mess with those people. And Israel got nuclear weapons, and that's what they threaten the whole Middle East with. You understand? Only thing holding them back is Iran. See? Now, if you're only 2 or 3 weeks away from it, right? And that's going to change your whole reality, right? And then you got Russia that's going to support you, and you got China that's going to support you, right? So you don't have to worry about sanctions that much, right? Because you're not really worried about it now. You've been on sanctions forever anyway, so you're pretty much used to sanctions. You've been on sanctions for what? Since 79. So what's that? 20, 30, over 30 some years? Right? And you only weeks away from a nuclear power? You see? Because they ain't messed with North Korea, are they? You're months away from a nuclear power. I mean, weeks away. So you're going to, and now what the deal is, they would have to give away all that all that atomic fuel and everything, you understand, the fissions, all that they have to give away. So they have to start from scratch. Well, it would take them years to get back to where they are. But they already had agreement, and then a new president came in and killed agreement. So how do they know once they give this away, they don't put sanctions on them again anyway? That's what Trump did. So now they have no power, and now they can be invaded or whatever. You understand? They're vulnerable, and they have no power, right? And they put sanctions back on them. How do you know this president won't do it, or the next president won't do it? They have no guarantees. So why would they do something as dumb as like that? And then they have no way to defend themselves. It so happened to Iraq and Libya and Syria. So why would they make a dumb deal like that? Why don't they just go ahead and get the nuclear only 2 or 3 weeks away? Hold them off for 2 or 3 weeks. Now I got it. Now I'm a nuclear power. Now I know you're not going to invade me anymore. And hell with you. And the only thing you got is your sanctions. And they see China and everything starting their whole new economic system and everything else. And they know if they do that, America's whole system, economic system, because that petrodollar is dead. If that falls, the whole economic system in America just crashes. You see, it's crashing already. And so China said, we're not going to have a petrodollar no more. And Saudi Arabia already said that they're going to not, because that was agreement that Nixon made with them, that they would only sell oil with the dollar. That gave them the power to cause sanctions on people. So now they said they're not going to do 100% dollars no more. They're going to do a certain percentage China yen, which is going to impact the American economy dramatically. And if they decide to go 100% with, that would destroy America's economy. They wouldn't have the power of sanctions anymore. You think about it. Now those Iranians, remember, they invented chess. So we'll see what happens. See? But false Israel says it doesn't matter. Because they said they're weeks away, and if they get and they say they're going to attack them, if they even a threshold, they're already a threshold. And they already take and allocated, I think, $2 or $3 billion publicly, not secretly, publicly, in their Knesset or whatever they call it, to attack Iran. They did it publicly. So they said that we're going to attack Iran. And now they're doing a military exercise with their planes and everything to do it. And now they're trying to make agreements with all the countries, right, Saudi Arabia and all them, that they have to fly over to get to Iran. So you figured out, brothers and sisters. Now you sit around and keep on with this we stuff. Oh, we going to do this. Okay. When they drop that, when they burn America down, then you say we then. So that's like a little piggy. We. You keep talking. We did this. We ain't did a damn thing. That's America. And these devils, they doing all this stuff. And you buy into it, you're going down with them. Why go down with them, brothers and sisters? After everything they done you, now you're going to go down with them too? They're going to let them take you down too? Why do that? When it's a free gift, this don't cost you a damn thing. Nobody asks you for a penny. Nobody asks you for a penny now or ever. It says in Revelation, it's a free gift. I haven't asked for anything. You couldn't send me any money if you wanted to. And those people that work with me, they have never gave me a dime. They don't know how to. There's no way they don't know how to. They couldn't if they wanted to. See, it's a free gift. You already paid the price. The promised land is yours. You already paid the price. Then you're going to let these people take you down? Destroy your dream? Take your vision away from you after you done paid for it? Listen to Lioness Farrakhan, we ain't going nowhere. He don't got no vision. Only vision he got for you is death. Why do that, brothers and sisters? When you go out here and says you will not hear the faintest sounds of the raging and ruins of hell. What? A fortress already built to spare you from all of this. All you got to do is step up to it. Why? Why would you die when you can live? You're going to a paradise. It's already prepared for you. In my house, is my Father's house, in many mansions. Said I went to prepare a way for you. Why would you die? Why would you suffer? Why would you be in torment when you don't have to? Listen to these lies, liars. Listen to these demons. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. So let me see here. Why would you die? Okay, my brothers and sisters, fire zone people. Okay, this is the end of the Black Alert section of Fire Zone. Fire Zone out. And for you brothers and sisters, hope you understand, brothers and sisters, World War III, Armageddon, is on the horizon. It's going to follow quickly after this mess you see going on right now. See, but it's going to break out in the Middle East. A war broke out in heaven, chapter 12. Michael and his angels went against the war with dragon and his angels. And dragon and angels lost, kicked out. That's what it's talking about, brothers and sisters. That's where the war is going to start. It's going to spread quickly to Russia to Europe, and that's Armageddon. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum.